Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the forex trading strategy that makes me $4,600 every single month. So first off, there's something really important to understand, and that is that there are literally an infinite number of strategies that you can use when it comes to forex trading. Now, there's not a holy grail. There's not a this is the only one that works, going to do really well for you, etc. It's like there's so many different things you can use. You can use ICT, you can use moving averages, you can use support and resistance, and you can even have a combination of things. So for example, you could trade support and resistance, and only when price is above 3 different MAs, then you place your entry, right? Or maybe it's a counter trend strategy, etc. So it's like when it comes to forex trading, there's many different things you can use and there's many different ways you can become profitable, and everyone has their own edge on how they become successful and how they become profitable on a monthly basis. Now the thing is, it requires a lot to ensure that your strategy actually works. Like whether you got it from a mentor, whether you read it in a book, or maybe you found it yourself, is that you have to manually backtest that strategy for I would say at least 6 months, and then you will need to forward test it as well to ensure that you can replicate the results on the forward test data as well as the back test data. And these things, they take time. It takes really good psychology to ensure that you place the right trades without getting emotional. But what my point basically is that it takes a lot to actually get reasonably good at forex trading. So that's a really important expectation. Now, the point that I'm about to share with you right now is very counterintuitive and it's very contrary to the points that I've just put forward. But for the strategy that I use that makes me $4,600 every single month, I was able to master in less than 24 hours. And the crazy thing is that this only takes me like 10 to 15 minutes per day, getting my entries in, making my profit, and any beginner can do this. And I know this is something that, like, there's so many other gurus online who've literally said the exact same things that I'm saying, and that's why I'm trying to be a little bit selective on what I say. But it's counterintuitive to think that you can master this in 24 hours and that it only takes you 10 to 15 minutes per day. But it will make sense for the points I'm about to mention moving forward. So what is it that I do? Like, what is my secret, if you will? It's going to be very interesting to a lot of people, but it's not actually me who's placing these trades. I haven't traded in a long while. I traded for a year in 2020 and I failed miserably because, trading is really hard. And it wasn't that I was dumb or unintelligent. You can hear my dog in the background there. It wasn't that I was, just like stupid. It was just that trading just really hard and it takes a long time to become reasonably good at. Now, I don't place the trades myself, and it's not someone else placing the trades for me as well. Like you got stuff like group trading and copy trading and all this bullshit where, to be honest, most of the people that do that are not even good. They just have a link in their bio for signing up with their broker, and if you sign up with their broker, then they get a commission, and that's how they make their money, right? Well, the way that I do it is actually through AI. So AI has brought a lot of opportunities recently, over the past couple of years specifically. Like you've seen people with marketing agencies who, the reason I say marketing agencies because I used to run a marketing company before, so that's the thing that resonates with me the most. But it's literally innovated so many spaces. The things that most people use it for now is like if you go to TikTok and you just see videos of like just AI generated videos. I was laughing so hard at one the other day. It was of an Indian guy walked in, and he walked into the room with his parents and he goes, "Mom, Dad, I put deodorant on." And the dad got up and flipped the table and he goes, "No son of mine's gonna wear deodorant." And it was just fucking, that just made me laugh. But this is the stuff that like people are using AI for. But the thing that I'm using it for is for trading. So what the AI trading bot that I use specifically does is that it scans the market for me. Everything that you would normally do as a trader to place trades, the AI bot does for you. It scans the markets, it looks for opportunities, it opens trades, it targets a specific amount, it has really good risk management, and then it will come to an outcome of either hitting the stop loss or hitting your take profit. And everything is done for me. So like it requires no internet connection for me. I could be on a plane with no internet for the whole day and I will still be in the market. And the reason that like this was so important for me is because, as I mentioned previously, trading is really hard. Number two is the time freedom that it gives me. I don't need to be in front of the charts, thinking about, should I place this trade? What if I'm taking my dog? I'm not going to say the word because they're going to get hyper, WALK, right? I just wouldn't be able to be in the market placing trades. And essentially what it means is that I have complete time freedom. because everything is being done for me, right? As well as that, I have no stress on my head, right? Obviously, you have the stress of, is it going to hit take profit? Is it going to, hit the stop loss? But the trading bot specifically that I use has a 5-year track record, meaning that it has 5 years worth of proven data showcasing that it actually works, right? And for me, that gave me the confidence that I needed to say, okay, this actually works. Let me try it out. And I don't worry about like what trade I'm going to go into. If the market's gone up, I've got to put my stop loss at break even. Everything is completely emotionless. And when it comes to trading, that is the point. That is the focus. Emotionless trading. The reason why 90% of traders fail is because we are all emotional. We fail 2 trades in a row and we get emotional. We do something called revenge trading, where we want to get back in the market and we want to make back the money that we lost. And that's when it starts to become like a downward spiral. Point being, it all originates from emotion. So for me, I don't even look at my charts. Like, I don't look at my charts. I don't look at the bar. I check it once per day to make sure everything's working correctly. But when I'm talking about, okay, it only took me 24 hours to master, it's because it's not actually me who's doing it, right? Like, I don't believe that it's possible to master a trading strategy in less than 24 hours if you're manually trading, because so much is required, like manual back testing, forward testing. Like, this stuff takes time. This stuff requires time, attention, focus. And that's why I just don't believe it's easy to master a trading strategy. But with the trading bot, the only thing that you really need to learn is how to set it up correctly, how to choose the right settings. And if you can do those things and put it onto your account, then everything, as I mentioned previously, is done for you. Cool. So what I'm about to do right now, hope you excuse the mess. I'm still building my office. So I've got some portraits over here that I need to put up. I'm actually selling this one. But yeah, excuse the mess. What we're going to do right now is we're going to walk through my monthly profit from February. So I've been using this AI trading bot actually for a while now, since August 2023. But over time, a lot has changed with the system in terms of the entry criteria, what indicators are being used, the risk reward, and there's other stuff like the hedge. Basically what the point is that a lot was changed in the new year of 2025. So I basically restarted a lot of stuff. So I'm going to walk you through my monthly profit from February 2025, and today's date, we're currently at the start of July. So just for reference in terms of the time scale we're looking at, right? So for January, we actually didn't make anything. And the reason why is because we were still in the setup process of trying to figure out what type of strategies we want to use, how we're going to put it onto our accounts, our risk reward, etc. So for January, we didn't make any profit. Now for February, we actually made a loss of $790, right? And the reason why we had that loss is because it's actually my fault. I did not set things up correctly. I made a few mistakes and I lacked that attention to detail when it comes to my own accounts. And yeah, that was a complete mistake on my part. But for March 2025, it was actually able to make a profit of $1,862, right? Now, for me, it's like everyone has their own goal on what they want to make from like trading. And, for me, I see this as a source of passive income because very little is actually required of me. I treat this like a full-time job now. This is literally all that I do. I don't do anything else but this. And for me, it was like, if I'm making consistently $3,000 to $4,000 per month in profit, that's more than enough for me to do everything I need to. A lot of people have unrealistic goals of $20,000 per month, $50,000 per month. And don't get me wrong, it's important to stay ambitious, but as well as that, everything comes at a price. And when we want these are like massive goals, we have to ask ourselves the question of, are we willing to pay the price that's required in order to attain our goal? And for me to make $20,000, $50,000 per month, I just do not have the resources that is required in order to make that money. So for me, realistically, $3,000 to $4,000 per month is what is within my budget, what I'll be more than happy with making on a monthly basis. So if I achieve that goal, I'm happy, right? So $1,800, I was happy with. I would like to make more than that, but for the month of March, I was okay with. Again, none of the trades was placed by me. I didn't have to manage anything. I check my accounts once per day to ensure everything's working correctly. And when we're looking at a source of, I don't like the word passive income because work is still required. I've got to check my accounts. I've got to buy, my accounts that I want to run, etc. I've got to set up the trading bot. But it's the closest thing to passive income, because the amount of work that would be required from me to do something like trading is unbelievably way more than what I'm doing now, by still achieving the same goal of professionally trading, right? Now, the month of April was significantly better, significantly better. And the reason why is because I'm going to explain to you right now. When I'm trading, I actually don't use my own funds. I use something called prop firms. And I'm not too sure how familiar you are with prop firms, but prop firms is essentially a system, or like a company that you could use where you don't have to put your own capital at risk. So you could buy a $100,000 challenge or $100,000 account, and you would have to make usually around 15%, which would be $15,000. And if you make $15,000 on this test or on this challenge, you will get something called a funded account. On this funded account of $100,000, any money that you make, you get to keep. You can make $2,000 and you get to keep that profit. You can make $5,000 and you get to keep that profit. There is a profit split of 80-20, but regardless of the point, this video is not really about explaining how prop firms work, etc. But the point I want to make is that I don't actually risk my own money. I risk prop firm money, which is simulated funds, by the way. It's not real funds, but regardless of the point, with prop firm accounts, my goal is to get as many funded accounts as I can, make around $2,000, $3,000 per account. And if I can do that on 2 accounts, that'd be $6,000. After the profit split, it's around $4,500, $5,000, whatever. You know, if I had 3 accounts, I'll be able to make $9,000 if I targeted $3,000 each account. After the profit split, I quickly pull up the numbers right now. So if we go $9,000 and times that by 80%, that'd be $7,200, right? Based on 3 funded accounts. So this is basically what my goal has been. So for the month of April, I was actually able to make a profit of $9,764. Now, this was amazing for me because it showed me that if I just stick to the system, in which it's the same system, like use an AI trading bot on your prop firm challenge to get funded, right? Once you're funded, use the AI trading bot on that funded account to make $2,000 or $3,000. And that's the system. Then you rinse and repeat that as many times as you possibly can to basically scale your income. Now, with prop firm challenges, it's important to note that, like, when we look at February was a minus month, right? I actually made a loss and it was my fault because I messed a few things up. March was a month of $1,800. And we look at that month and we compare it to April and say, how the hell did we make so much more? We're talking about multiples of the month before, right? March, we made $1,800. Month of April, we made $9,700, which is like, you know, like a 4x, I believe, or like a 5x. And the reason we was able to do that is because with a prop firm challenge, you do the challenge and you have to pass the challenge first, right? You don't make money like that. You have to pass phase 1 where you have to make $10,000. Then you move on to phase 2. In phase 2, you have to make $5,000. In combination, you have to make $15,000 before you even get a funded account. Now, granted, right, you don't have to do anything, right? The trading bot pretty much does everything for you. So I'm thumbs up with that. But I do have the understanding that it takes time. This stuff is not instant. If you have the expectation that you're instantly going to make money, then to be honest, with any opportunity out there, anything that says it's going to make you money like that is probably a scam, right? I'm not saying like there's no opportunity out there that makes you money quickly. But the thing is, like, with a prop firm challenge, it takes time for you to pass phase 1, then pass phase 2, then get your funded account. And when you get to that point, maybe you have 2 funded accounts or 3 funded accounts, then you can start really seeing your multiples in money. And that's what I personally found for April. If we look at the month of May, we stayed consistent with running challenges, and we also made a profit of $9,600, right? So again, for me, like these are kind of like pipe dreams for me. It's like you know, when you kind of question if this is actually real, you can't help but feel that this stuff shouldn't be real. That's how I kind of feel with, like, you know, using the AI trading bot with prop firm challenges, because, like, at the end of the day, prop firms is not, even just trading in general, it's not meant for normal everyday people. Prop firms and trading is meant for traders who are good at trading, right? Like, you know, you look at traders and 90% of people fail. And I personally felt that, because in 2020, I traded for a year and I failed a lot. I lost a lot of money, which I look now, it's not a lot of money, but For me, I was quite young back then. I did not have a lot of money to risk. So when I did risk that money and I lost that money, it felt like a lot to me at that time. So it gave me the firm understanding that this type of stuff should not be accessible to normal, average, everyday people. So that's why I can't help but feel like so unbelievably grateful for this opportunity, and it just kind of feels surreal at times. But yeah, for the month of May, we made $9,600, which I was extremely happy with. If we're making like $4,000 profit, I'm more than happy with that. I'm not a materialistic person. I don't need a lot of things in life. $4,000 is more than enough for me to do the things that I want to do, right? $9,000 even better, right? So then if we move into the month of June, June, we actually made a profit of $2,500. Now we look at that and we compare that to the month of May, and we might, kind of get that feeling of, oh my God, what's happened? This stuff doesn't work. It's a scam, etc. Just natural emotional thoughts that we think when we see such a decline in, monthly profit. So yeah, for the month of June, we made $2,500. And a big reason for that is because we have to have the understanding that we can run challenges and we can get funded, but that does not mean that we're going to keep the funded account forever. With a funded account of $100,000, you can only lose $10,000, and if you lose $10,000, you breach the account. The account is lost. It's done. Right? You can no longer trade that account, and inevitably, you're going to lose funded accounts. You're not going to keep it forever. It'll be unrealistic to think you are, right? If you make $2,000, you withdraw that profit. I've got $2,000, and you go back to $100,000 at your initial break even point. I'll go for another $2,000. Boom, I made another $2,000. And then I do that again, another $2,000. But eventually, it will come to a point where I would have multiple failing trades in a row, and I may lose that funded account, right? It depends on your risk. Are you risking 1% or 2%, etc.? It depends on your trading style, it depends on your strategy, but eventually you come to a point where you lose your funded accounts. I lost quite a few funded accounts in that month of in that month of May, end of May. And this is a really important point as well. You always want to stay consistent with running challenges. You always want to keep feeding the system challenges, because you know that if I'm running 4 challenges, about one of them or 2 of them is going to get funded, and then that's going to contribute towards when I got that funded account. The ones that fail, it's going to be like a how can I describe it? Like, you fail one, but one instantly gets slotted back in, right? I failed the funded account, but because I was running challenges, the funded accounts from that I get brand new is going to slot in for my failed one, so I can still continue to run the system. Now, the thing that I should have stayed consistent with, just specifically with this strategy, because by the way, I'm running multiple things, I'm testing multiple things. This is just one of the things that I'm running. With this, I should have stayed consistent with running challenges. So that's basically all it came down to. And I'm confident that for the remainder of the year, we're currently in July, July to December, I'm going to still remain to be profitable, right? It might not be $9,000, but to be honest with you, I don't need to make $10,000 a month. I'm going to continue to work at the system. This is the point. This is something that people often fail at when it comes to growing, whether it be personal development or business development. It's like they always focus on the outcome. I want to make $1 million. I want to be the best. I want to have the fanciest car. It's like this outcome based like goal system is fucking bullshit. It's like you need to focus on what inputs do I need to put in order to attain the outcome that I want. For example, if I want a 6-pack, I don't look in the mirror and shout affirmations saying I'm going to have a 6-pack. I get on the floor and I start doing sit-ups, and I watch videos online for different types of ab workouts that I can do, and I develop a system to ensure that I'm consistent. And I might have an accountability system, maybe I get a friend to hold me accountable, and through these input-based decisions, I'm able to do the things that's needed to attain the outcome. So for me, it's like if I make $9,000, or if I make $4,000, or if I make $15,000, like I'm not heavily focused on I need to reach a specific goal. For me, it's like, how can I focus on making the system bulletproof? How can I focus on staying consistent with running challenges? How can I ensure that I have a budget system to know that where I can put my money? How can I figure out when I look at my paycheck at the end of the month, allocate my resources properly, and then maybe I have $1,000 left over for the month and I can put that back into the system? I'm focusing on inputs. I'm focusing on what can I do in order to make the system better and get more profits. And naturally through that process, my income is going to grow, right? But that's just a little bit of a side tangent. Regardless of the point, this system works, and it works really, really well. Yeah, it works well for me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to attach a few payouts that I've been able to get with prop firms. I've used many prop firms at this point, like FTMO, Fivers, FundingPips, FundingNext, Quantical, Alpha Capital Group, etc. And with this trading bot, you're pretty much able to use it with any prop firm that you like, and you'll still be able to see success, which was a big thing for me. The system is very copy and paste. So like regardless of your skill level, regardless of, if you know about trading, or if you're good at trading, it does not really matter, to be honest. The thing that really matters is that, like, are you willing to put in the time that's needed in order to understand how the system works, and how prop firms work, and how you can put the trading bot onto the prop firm account. Like, it's basic stuff like that. At the beginning, there is more time that's required than like later on. To be honest with you, once you get it, it's like 10 to 15 minutes per day. Like, it does not take me a lot of time for me to run this system. But at the beginning, more time is naturally required because you need to learn how things work, right? I'm also going to attach screenshots of other members in the community that are also seeing success with this product. As I mentioned, it's not about skill. These people are doing the exact same thing as me, and they're able to see success with this trading bot. Now, if you wanted to watch a video that's more in depth and explains how the trading bot works, what you can kind of expect from it, the systems that it uses to succeed, etc., I've attached a video that I've created that is 40 minutes long. I don't want people to keep asking me the same basic questions. In this video, I'm basically dedicated it towards answering all the questions that you will need to know in order to understand how this trading bot works. So check it out. I'm going to link it down below. Now, let's say you've watched that video and you still had follow-up or further questions that you wanted to ask. I'm going to link my Instagram, Facebook, and Discord down below, so you can message me and I'll be more than happy to help you out and answer any questions that you have. Just don't ask me questions that I've already answered in my videos. I've got that 40-minute video, and I've also created a load more videos on my YouTube channel. If you go to videos, and you can see all the videos I've created that answer questions that people would have, right? So yeah, other than that, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.